so this is a bit different. And honestly, something I didn't really want to do in the first place. But there's a lot going on with us in general. I don't like that there. To put it simply, a couple weeks ago, someone decided to kind of crash a birthday party and be a troll in VR chat. Now, normally, stuff like that wouldn't bother us. But given everything that has happened this year, needless to say, we're broken. I just kind of want to get it out there, vent a little. So I'm going to vent. I'm going to talk about the problems. Normally I don't do the talking though. But how to put this as simply as possible. Where to begin on it? I'm not going to name names at all. That's one thing I'm going to ensure is known. I'm not going to name people, but I'm going to talk about things. Everyone who watches our channel, for the most part, knows Lara. Those who've been around for a long time might notice different things in our uploads, especially the co-op stuff here and there, and before we reset our channel a few times. Even going so far back as 2014, 2015 when we originally started the channel. Our channel update actually meant we actually mentioned the fact that we deal with some mental problems. We kinda got targeted for them. That's fun. Now, I understand trolls like to bait people. I like to just get a reaction. Let me point something very specific out to anyone thinking it's a good idea to be a troll regarding mental illness. Your actions can have severe consequences. When it comes to mental illness, people with PTSD and a few others are more likely to harm their self from your actions to the point you were taking a life into your hand. You might notice we don't really have emotions right now. Oops. And it's because we are emotionally broken finally. A couple weeks worth of paranoia because we were recorded without our permission at a friend's birthday event at a club. Which, I'm not going to lie, that right there almost pushed someone to take their own life that day. And we've been kind of dealing with it mentally. Also, the people who think it's okay to say, oh, you can't show us because it's not on your medical papers. Do you know why I can't show you? Because you have no right to see my medical papers. The only person who has a right to see my medical papers is me. And our fiance. The only two people who have the right to do so. We sat here and actually contemplated pulling up our doctor's website, going into our profile because we can, and pulling out the exact codes and stuff for our diagnosis. But honestly, I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to feed you. What I am going to do is instead try to educate people. Don't take everything you see as fake. Don't treat everyone the same. The biggest thing with mental illness is it affects everyone differently. No two people suffer from PTSD, D.I.D, BPD, any of that. No two people suffer from that the same. It's just something you've got to learn and come to accept. But this entire year so far has been nothing. What a shitty event after a shitty event. We lost all motivation ourselves. Had two separate occasions and we contemplated ending it. Not gonna hide it. Not gonna lie about it. Already talked to a therapist about it. We deal with weekly therapy for what's wrong with us. We don't lie about that shit. Mostly because it's not right to lie, period. And we've done enough lying in our life because no one believed the truth to the point we started believing our own lies. Enough was enough with that. Oh, first time I actually saw an ore vanish on its own. We don't have a script. We wrote one 12 different times over the past 2 weeks. Didn't really get anywhere with it because it was nothing but constant rambling and facts, which, let's be honest, no one here wants to listen. Those who want to do education wouldn't be the ones causing the problems. But get off that topic and back on what originally was supposed to be mentioned. Is just everything this year. Technically goes back to end of last year. The reason we had to stop our videos in the first place for a bit. Our partner's been going through a lot. A lot of bad stuff was done to them. A lot of bad shit, specifically. They were finally honest to us and trusted us enough to tell us after 7 years what had happened. We realized we've been blind to a lot of stuff for so long. Not realizing just how broken they were. We hated ourselves. Started to deal with our own issues cropping up again that we had kind of had under control for quite a while. From there, our problems got worse. The roommate got put on admin leave. since they're the only one who can actually get and hold a job right now. That meant no income because where he works specifically doesn't actually, I'm not gonna be able to cut that, doesn't actually give paid leave like that. So we went a month and a half with no income. Thankfully, we had already been looking into our disassociation with therapy when this happened. So it didn't come too much of a shock to us when it hit full force. Granted, Lara is still extremely unstable now, but that's how it is. You hurt before you can heal. That's just life. In our case, though, when he was put on admin leave and that happened, our relationship kind of ended up in the wind for a while. We're trying to understand ourselves. He's trying to be honest about what's wrong with him, and there's a massive internal conflict. We spend a few months working on that. And Gina wakes up again. Because we weren't reaching a solution. It got bad enough to where more of us started waking up again after being dormant and not needed for so long. Then comes the fun part about being more than one person. You can't control who's here. At least when it comes to our situation, with D.I.D. specifically. OSDD is a bit different. We deal with amnesia for once. Dissociative amnesia is not fun to deal with. It means we have to take notes, use applications to keep track of things, because we literally can't always answer you what just happened. A couple of us are oddly omniscient in that regard, but that's not always how it is. Two people being able to remember things is not the best when the rest of you doesn't. So, we have two different people suddenly to deal with their own things. Not too bad of a thing to deal with. Manageable. But keep in mind we were already in a relationship when this happened. Now, we've known our fiance for years. End of 2012, beginning of 2013 area. We've known them. Yeah, say hi to a very, very long-running relationship for us. We've known them as long as the channels existed. Our relationship started, if you want the actual anniversary date, 11/24/2018. A couple months after we got away from Georgia and away from the mental abuse we were dealing with. Finally getting away from what made us what we are. And I don't say that lightly. So, we've been in this relationship for about 7 years when someone else wakes up into it. What are you supposed to do in that situation? A way for people to look at it who don't deal with this kind of problem is, imagine waking up not knowing what's happened the past 7 years because you have amnesia, and being told you're in a relationship with someone and they're treating you like someone else. That causes problems. We have been working through that. It has become more and more increasingly apparent now that people are aware we exist, that we don't like honestly, we don't like being called someone else. Bird's nest. This leads to more issues. For one of us specifically, she tends to become very explosive when it happens, very quickly. And it's just due to everything that's happened since she's been asleep. Since she woke up though, we sat with someone who was going through some rough times. The same person we were with when we were targeted at the birthday party. Who very clearly has their own problems. They've grown unhealthy attachment to them, you could say. Causes more friction with our relationship with our actual fiance. But polyamorous relationships are not something we're new to. It's how we've been through life ever since we were first assaulted in high school. We never trusted people enough anymore to only want to be with one person. So, when you have a situation like that, it can be a bit... I really just missed it 3 times. It can be a bit problematic, to put it lightly. Because we're all 3 broken. We're trying to come to terms, at least Lara's trying to come to terms with the fact that she's not alone. She has roommates here in our head. Trying to come to terms with that and realizing you're not crazy after years of just trying to lie away the problem. does a lot to a person's mental state. Take that, add in, again, the fact that our own partner's dealing with his own situations. Then someone else internally has a relationship with, or wants one rather, gets slowly and slowly run more and more into the same problem of, how to put it? I'm gonna take a step back from that and restart that. Because all of us are so broken, but we rely on each other, we can't heal. Since December, we have been helping someone who suffers from a mental illness that makes it very hard to trust people. People don't understand how mental illnesses affect people. In the world of medical science, therapy is currently in the bloodletting stage in comparison to the rest of medical science. Like mental health in general is in the bloodletting stage. We know that talking about our problems help, but we don't understand fully why it can and cannot help at the same time. Bloodletting works sometimes, not all the time. Same with therapy. When it comes to certain things, people can't talk about their problems because it actively hurts them to do it. It doesn't bother us to talk about our problems and be open about it, but we're not everyone else. If I was to list off everything that's happened since December, three relationship breakups, 2 open heart surgeries, more than 4 friendships ending, administrative leave followed by eventually being fired, multiple cases of PTSD flashbacks for different people, and extreme paranoia caused by one specific troll. Yeah. It's only been 2 months, and most of that happened in the past 2 months, since the year started. We're supposed to be starting the ND up again this Friday. At least trying to. Meanwhile, the Wednesday game is feeling like it's falling apart because we're having issues staying one person for long enough to get through the whole game. Someone cut down the tree ahead. Thank you. What's a misclick? It's a lot. And I'm probably going in circles. But you know what? It's fine. honestly, our therapist has been a blessing. All the issues we've dealt with when it comes to medical stuff in our life. From what Lookout Mountain Services did to us in our home area. To what happened in our childhood. All the way to high school and then here. Our therapist has been a blessing. One we desperately needed in order to try to manage our situation better. And to think our diagnosis literally started with Laura having issues when it comes to food. As we tend to get our own food separate from the roommate. His keeps going missing, and Laura has no memory of this. Of her taking it. It's not the cat. The cat doesn't know how to get in the fridge. Granted, the cat has actively been caught stealing his Cheetos and Doritos. Strange cat, I know. And he's now judging me because he knows I'm talking about him. Yes, I'm talking about you, Prince. So... she looked into... Need to take a step back there for a bit of a bigger understanding on this. We needed to go to therapy in order to continue our HRT. You want to target us for being trans? Go ahead, you're just gonna get blocked and ignored. We're at 0 fucks to give anymore. And as I was saying, I had to get therapy due to being on HRT. Lara may be ignorant to our existence then, at that time, but we did have influence over her. It's our body too, after all. Using that, we were able to narrow down what therapist she got. We looked for a therapist that was for, well, HRT, as that was a requirement for our continuation. We also made sure she looked for a therapist who specialized in dissociation, anxiety, depression, and sexual abuse victims. That's the big thing. Sorry, refilling my water. I prefer a gin and tonic, but can't do that because whether we like it or not, our body's diabetic. 1 second. yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Every day, we try to just move on with our lives a little more and a little more and a little more. But doing so, we can't get anywhere. Because, one, we're fighting ourselves. And honestly, that's the biggest part of it, is we're fighting ourselves. Things were easier when she didn't realize there's more of us. Knowing has caused more instability. But we're not gonna go anywhere. We're done running away. We might need to isolate from people to deal with their problems at times, but we're done running away. We can't hide from our problem. Because the only way to fix the problem is to understand existence with each other. Why is the end and beginning of the year always the roughest for everyone? I know for us, but just for everyone else. No one deserves to go through what we've been through. The amount of people we can find going through similar, or worse. I mean, someone who's been through more than us, like, to a point we are not even going to question our own problems anymore, is like, they take the gold medal on that. Granted, we don't try to compare our problems to other people, because everyone's different. But you can sometimes come to the understanding that a person's had it more rough, and you've never seen anyone who's had it rougher. They get the gold medal from us on that. I doubt this message will reach many people, especially people who care. Bloom at I-4. That's behind me. But it's out there. Those who need to hear it will hear it. Those who want to care about its message will listen to it. Listen to it closely. You're not alone, is what I'm trying to say. We're not going to vanish off YouTube as much as we want to. Oh, out of arrows. much on making iron. This is what we normally use. I like their outfit. What else is there for me to discuss? Oh yeah, D&D. Our most recent D&D game. There was an argument in the middle of the game. I'm just going to call her out right there. That was a change. It happened right before it. Only one person actually registered it in the moment. Not all of us like D&D, which is really annoying when a couple of us are basically fanatical about it. But yeah, I'm going to call that out on them. There was a change there. It happened right before. Lock came off on the scroll wheel. For the past few days, though, we've been playing this. Just non-stop. It's simple. It doesn't require much brain power to play. You just play. honestly, games like this are nice. I've just been playing while talking and recording. Just trying to think of anything else that might still be on my mind.
Need any help? Hmm. Ah. 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 Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Aw. Huh. Hmm. Huh.
Okay.
Grumpy today?
No, I can't give it to the person I want to. I'll think about that one for later, but yeah. We didn't give up on YouTube. We didn't give up on life either. And we're definitely not giving up on ourselves or those we care about. It's just rough right now. Even right now, we're sitting in a Discord call muted. I'm just recording application audio so you can't hear them. We spent most of the morning actively breaking down. Really not sure what else to talk about. Honestly, it's been nice to just vent and get it off our chest. Year's been rough so far. End of last year was even rougher. But we're still here. We're still kicking. Trying to find a way to get our schedule back so we can actually record again properly and get our channel flowing again. And still going to continue D&D even if we are pulling our hair out because we can't keep Lara here for long enough. Man, things are so much easier with our body before. Not my problem. I'm just exhausted. Doesn't matter how much this body sleeps, I don't feel rested.